I'm Pinky Reddy. I think the whole world knows me as Pinky Reddy. I think there is a lot behind me other than just the glam which people look at me from outside. I've been brought up in a very conservative, everybody knows I'm Subramanian Reddy's daughter, and I got married very young. And I got into a family also is very conservative but very modern in the outlook. I got married very young, and I think I grew up with my spouse. Both of us went back to college. We both went back, studied, and then I had my children when I was 20 and 22. So I grew with my children. So it's not like, I was placed like this. I was a child myself. I've done my mistakes, enjoyed going to the zoo, I've enjoyed going to the circus. I've done everything what everybody does. So I've not come from somewhere different. Then I think after my children grew older, then I felt I have more time on myself. And I was very keen on, I'm always very into helping. I've had a very helping nature. I think that I have learned from my father. I believed a lot in philanthropy. That is from within my heart. And I believe in one thing, that what your right hand gives, your left hand should not even know. And that is something which I always kept it in the closet. I help a lot of people. I do a lot of charity, which nobody knows about. Sometimes even my spouse doesn't know what I'm doing. He sees people. I've done the most silliest things. I've gotten people married. I've got people run away and get married also because it's good for them. Which their parents didn't understand. So I have done some really childish and silly things, but worked out good for me, which is nice. Actually, I was always a leader, I think. I was studying in NASA school, and I was a head girl in school. And I think I learned a lot from my father, because my father was always a leader. And he would always say, you should be like this, you should be like that. And I think not just him saying, I think it's there in my genes. I was very lucky that I got a best of both my parents. My mother was very particular, very systematic, very dignified. I think I've got all that from her. And being a leader, being an outgoing, being friendly, I think I got it from my father. And my father would always say, when you have 100 rupees, 10 rupees, you must give it to charity. That is what my father always taught me. And I've continued that all my life, and I've taught that to my children too. So that is one of my prized possession, I would say. Then I got married to Sanjay, and he's again, my father-in-law is GVK Reddy. I've learned a lot from them too. My mother-in-law and father-in-law also are very bigger than life. They've done so much, and I'm very proud of them. And I've grown up as their daughter also, because I was so young when I got married. So I think I always say that I've lived longer with my in-laws than with my parents, because I think a lot of women can relate to me for what I say. I've always heard about business. I've always sat in all the meetings with my in-laws. My mother-in-law also is very involved in the business. And my husband is somebody who shares everything with me. So I might not be sitting in office with them, but I know everything what happens at work. So that I'm very happy and fortunate that I got into a family who believes that women are equal. So there's a lot of women empowerment in our family, which I'm very proud about. Then I got into philanthropy work. I was into a lot of charities. I did, I think everybody knows a lot of things I've done. So I've supported a lot of children in education, in health. I was instrumental in Hyderabad 10K run, into marathon. We helped children in sports. So actually there's not like I've not been involved in just one sector. I've been involved in multiple spheres of life, I would say. I was an average student. I'm not going to say I was a distinction student or something. My mother was a very bright student, and I was a very average student. But I think I was very involved in everything, like you say, elocutions, debates. I was a head girl of school. And my principal, Mrs. Anis Khan, would always encourage that. She said, for a woman, it's important to be fully all-rounded, not just being a nerd, just studying, or just being an outgoing. I was involved in everything. So that's what really helped me. I think my grounding, what I was when I was as a child, helped me as a person as I grew older. So that helped a lot. I think what inspired me is to be strong, being outgoing, being a learner. It's very important as a child. As I told you, I was not a great student. But I was an average student. But I could grasp very well. I would be very helpful if somebody needed any help. In school, I was always there. So even till today in NASA school, everybody knows me as Aparna, Didi. Everybody, even the staff who works there, they know that I was always there. I had that empathy towards them. I was always helpful to them. I think that helped a lot to me, for me as a person. So many years away, 30 years away from school, but still people remember me. I think that's a big achievement. What I feel really good is that I've made my own identity, which I'm feeling very proud about. And I don't brag about it. I am what I am. I go somewhere and people welcome me. So I think God up there has given me something which I can't explain, that I'm able to do a lot which others are not able to. It's funny that I've not gone to business school. I don't know anything details. I think I'm one of those people, I have this talent of identifying talent. I would always say this person X is amazing in this work. I will get the best out of it. I am very good at outsourcing. I'm a leader. I would say I'm a leader because I know how to identify who's good at what. I'm not one of those who's arrogant and think I know everything. I don't think I know everything. I learn from others. That is very important. See, my husband is, we always joke saying, he is so good in most things which I'm not good at. I'm so good at so many things he is not good at. So we make a very good couple. We managed to do a lot because his expertise and my expertise are a good marriage, which works really well. But regarding work, from the time I was 18 years old, I got married. I've been hearing, I grew up listening to my father working, And when I used to hear my friends say, oh, I'm so upset, my husband's always traveling, he's never giving me time. So I would always laugh and say, I'm used to this. If I would have my husband sitting in front of me all the time, I would wonder, why is he not working? Because I have seen my father always working, always being out, traveling on work. And when he was at home, he would give us 100% of his time. My father always believed in taking us for holidays. And when nobody believed in going abroad for holidays, my father would take us for holidays. Every year, my father would take us somewhere abroad. When I was 11 years old, I went to Singapore. So he always believed in that. He balanced it really well. So the same way, I think it's very important that we should encourage our men to go out and work. We shouldn't be one of those talk about silly things. So I counsel a lot of people who have issues with marriages, with life. In fact, I write for Savvy. They keep sending me questions. And I feel really sorry for a lot of people because they find the silliest things a big issue. One should get over all that. It's very important. I started my own business after my children both went to college, and I do a lot of charity, as I always said. So I started a foundation called Aparna Foundation. So I educated a lot of children through that. And I was involved in my husband's airport construction. When the T2 in Mumbai airport, when we started, I was involved in the art program. So I traveled all over the country and I saw we have so much of scope in our country. We have so many artisans who are just dying out because they don't have any support. So then I came back and I said, I'm going to start a store, which upliftment of all the dying art of our country. So that worked really well, and by God's grace, I have a company called Lotus House, and it's a retail store. So from the money we make from that, we support a lot of children, we support a lot of artisans. So I feel very proud that I'm able to earn my own money to do charity. So that is something which I'm very proud about. And then I joined Ficci ladies organization. It's called Flow 12 years ago by default. I was not even in business at that time. And I just joined because of some friends. And 10 years ago, I became the Hyderabad chairperson. And I think I have it in my genes to be a business person and a leader. I think I had a fantastic year, which people still remember me. And then I was just asked to be the national president. I've always been put in a place. I've never gone behind it. I think that's again another God-gifted thing for me. I have gone behind. I have not asked anything to anybody saying, please put me in this position. I've just been asked to be sitting there. I have a little starting trouble. I don't go push myself and be there. But once I'm pushed and put on the chair, there's no stop for me. I will do the works. That's the way I am. So I have taken over Ficci Ladies Organization as a president, as a national president this April. And we've done some great work, and I'm actually have a very interesting project online. I see so much of uncertainty, insecurity, and people, for women, safety. I'm not saying just about how people are projecting or press is just lifting up, saying about rapes and all these crazy things. But there's so much more to that than that. I'm actually working on, it's an initiative on safety for women and children. I'm not going to talk much about it right now because we're still on the process of work. By the end of my year, God willing, it'll be out. I was just telling, just the other day I had an event with Deepika Padukone on mental health in Delhi. Moderator asked me, Pinky Reddy, how do you don so many hats? You're a wife, you're a mother, I'm a grandmother now. So, and my daughter had a baby and I'm a grandmother and I run a business, I run a home. I think women in general, I'm nothing great. I think every woman can don many hats. I think it's God's gift to a woman that we are multitaskers. We can do a lot more. And I believe in such a way that I'm not one of those people that I'm the greatest. I don't think of it that way at all. And I feel it's very important for a woman. This is what I told in the event also. One should be very content. One should be very happy. One should not just say, oh, X is doing so well, why can't I do? Don't compare yourself. That is a very, very important thing. Compare yourself with somebody one step lower than you. Saying, I'm so happy, I'm so content that I'm doing so well and I can do much more. That is very important. And for work also, put your hard work. I think in India, men are supporting a lot of women. The issues are there all over the world. You mean to say in America you don't have the issue, you don't mean Europe they don't have issue? They are. A lot of men who are very male dominating in a lot of countries. But India, we projected that India is only, male dominated country. But I think now the times are changing. Women are coming out, men are supporting women. And in fact, it's a joke I keep saying, there's so many programs on women empowerment. I'm actually feeling sorry for men. I think there should be men empowerment. Women are taking undue advantage also sometimes. I'm taking both sides. And I think women are at par with men. There's no less, there's no more everywhere. I think each and everybody has to be strong from within. And I think women are very strong. I think women are stronger than men in that one context for sure. And I believe that there's no question of I have problems, you have problems, everybody has problems. There's no question of nobody having problems. If you don't have problems, you're a god. There's no other answer for that. So it's how you deal with your problem. If you sit in the morning and you get up and crying, I have a problem, then it is a problem. You got to learn to deal with your problems. You have to think, okay, this is a problem, I need to solve it. Take it in such a way. Everybody has issues. It's just the way how you handle your issue. You mean to say in our family we don't have problems? Everybody has problems. In fact, the joke is if you don't have problems, God will remind you that, excuse me, I'm there, so you have to pray. If not, there'll be a knock on your head. So you have to have, it's how you look at yourself, how how the problems are handled it. That is very important. It's funny, I don't believe in, it's when people say, how do you plan your future? How do you plan yourself? I'm a very strange person. I don't plan my day only. So when people ask me, what's your plan for the next week or what's your plan for today? I just take it by the minute. I just move with the time. I do not believe in planning my future. I just feel you just have to move with the time. That's very important. When people say that, I have so many issues, so much of stress, you should just think of others who are having bigger stresses. Why are you thinking of only your issues? Think of others who are having much more stresses, and you should feel happy that you're in a better place. That is very important. I've been very fortunate. I don't think I can ask for more. I'm one of those who are very content. I'm very, very happy with what I get. In fact, my husband always jokes, Alpa Santoshi, he calls me Alpa Santoshi. I don't know if you understand what Alpa Santoshi is. Anything I do, I think is the best. That is a very good tip I would give people. Be very happy with what you do. So my family, my cousins always make fun of me. My mother always says, I go to the market, I buy fruits and I buy a orange. I say, I bought the best orange. They're like, yeah, only what you buy is the best. I buy from the same shop what they bought. I have people, and I buy a sari. If somebody gives me a gift, I'm very happy with what they give. I'll wear it the next day. There are people who are like, this is not nice, that color is not nice, this is not nice. I don't think of it. I think you should be happy with what you get. So I think that is a God gift trait I have for some reason. So same way, so I'm very happy and content. In a way, it's good, in a way, it's bad. Maybe I can't reach the sky as others are reaching, but I'm very content with what I do. So I'm very happy with the success I have, and if I get more, bonus. I'm happy with it. So it's not that I'm crying for more. That is very important. My children are, by God's grace, they both are in a good place. They both are good human beings. I've raised them well. They both are married. They both are in a very good place. I'm very happy with that. I think youngsters today, I don't think I need to give them any advice because they are, in fact, as if you read, 30 years old is old now. People at 18, 19, 20 are starting businesses, this startups. They're so enthusiastic. You see all these Swiggies, you see all these other new time businesses. They're all such young kids who are starting businesses. My son started his first business when he was 18 or 17 years old. He started a business called Indian. He used to make t-shirts, So I think children are very enthusiastic. My daughter, when she was 13, 14, she used to make cupcakes and they used to go and sell in our colony. I mean, children in today's times are different to children of those days. I think our time children are different to children of today. So I don't think I need to give them advice. They will give me advice on how to run my business. They are very enthusiastic and entrepreneur. They have a lot of entrepreneurs. What I was saying is, as I grew up seeing my father's business, and then I've seen my husband and my father-in-law doing business, I was never interested in their business, frankly, in the family business. I was always on the boards. I've always known what's happening. I always was very of the kind, I wanted to do something on my own. So I started my own business with a little investment. So I would always joke and say, this is not a GVK event, business. This is something to do with my small little project which I started. And this is, it had a CSR tinge to my business because I always believed in charity. I started this retail company called Lotus House 9 years ago. And it's so funny that my husband would say, you want any help from me? I said, no, I want to do it myself. I don't want anybody's help. I did it all single-handedly. I learned, it was a joke saying that I'm a good buyer, I'm never a good seller. So I'm very bad at selling. So that is something new for me to open a store and sell and all that. So I rented a place in the airport, in my husband's airport. I never got it free. I pay rent to my husband because we believe in being transparent. It's, it's a government partnership. So I pay rent airport as anybody else does. And so we started finding artisans and who do, a lot of women who make beautiful things at home, who don't have the capability to open a store or even have an exhibition. So I started finding such people and getting their products and putting in my store. So that was really helped. It was a small store. Now I have 5 Lotus houses in the country. We have 3 in Bangalore, we have 1 in Cochin, we have 2 in Mumbai. So we have everywhere. And that finished, then I wasn't quiet, then I started another brand. It's called Paparazzi. I've got a lot of pop art, kind of very kitsch kind of products. So that also we opened in Mumbai airport. That's how we started. Then that started doing well. And basically, as you said, it's all handicrafts, all fun things, and a lot of foreigners are our biggest clients. They love coming and buying all these gifts. So that is that. Then I just started 2 years ago, 1.5 years ago. It's a brand called Local. Local is about food. It's, we call it the bylanes of the country. The local specialities of our country. So we have banana chips from the south, from Kerala. We have murkus from Andhra. We have theplas from Rajasthan. We have all the specialities. So suppose somebody is traveling from abroad and coming to India, they can go to Local, and suppose he's a North Indian, he can get stuff from Kashmir. We get stuff from... So it's caught up so beautifully. People love the store. So I'm doing things which is close to my heart. See, I'm not as I told you, I'm not into technology. I can't go I'm not into real estate. I can't go and start a real estate business. It's just not me. My message for everybody is, do what you're close to, what you're passionate. You keep yourself saying, would I buy this? Then I would sell that. Don't do something just for the sake of doing or just to show people. I'm not like that. I would do things what I would like to buy and I would like to enjoy, I would like to explore. So now we started Local Cafe also. We started our first in Hyderabad Metro. It's a very small thing, but I just thought we need to do a test, a small little cafe we started. And our stores are not very expensive. It is something which everybody can afford. In Lotus House, we have products for 25 rupees, 50 rupees to 25,000 rupees. So anybody can buy anything, and even in local it's the same. So my message for all the young entrepreneurs, girls, boys, do what you're passionate about, do what you enjoy doing. Don't do just for the sake of you have to do, just to prove a point to your parents or to anybody else, or just for public. I don't do that. I don't believe in lying. I don't believe in being fake. One needs to be very truthful. That is very important.